Please don't tell me I'm having a technical problem with this. Oh, I am in. If you can hear me, if you can see me, that is great. Okay, so there were a few little connectivity issues today with LinkedIn. So for whatever reason, I'm not able to post this video exactly on the event page where people are signed up and where people will get notifications. So they're going to be told like it's late and it's not happening, which is a drama. But here I am live on my own personal page and happy to see you. Now, if you make comments on this live one, I'll absolutely see it. I'm trying to see if there's a link. Where will I see it? There's a lot of things happening here. So yeah, if you're here and you're live, really glad to see you. Go ahead and do hashtag live, or if you're watching on repeat, hashtag repeat. If you can hear me, let me know, leave a comment. I'd like to see that. For anyone who's actually in the page, I need to make a post. We are live on my personal page. So look at all this fumbling around, AI doesn't do that. Making it human, making it real. I don't know if that's something to be so super excited about, but here we are. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right, so let me get to my notes. You're here because you want, and I want to talk about how to talk to anyone. 5 pearls of wisdom. And as I said before, look, it's August. It's August 15th, which is a holiday here in Austria, and it's Ferragosto or something in Italy. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And it's a nice marker of kind of the end of the summer, the last hurrah. And September's just around the corner. And that means new groups, new projects, new connections, and a whole new season of opportunities. And I think to myself every year around this time, like now is the time to get ready for that. And I'm excited about that. And this topic today is one of my favorites, how to talk to anyone. And that's even if you have no idea how to start a conversation, even if you're the biggest introvert on the planet, which I doubt, but even if you are, you have some skills that the rest of us long for. So even if you hate small talk, this session's for you, so listen in and let's get started. During this talk, just a quick overview. So you can know if you're interested, you want to listen more. We're going to dig deep into the mechanics. So really getting technical about something that should just flow because, we want to know how to start, lead, and end conversations with confidence because this is a skill that you can learn and practice, and it will grow and become more easy with time. This is a live event, so comment with hashtag live or replay. Let me know who's here. Give me a comment, and I will, I'll read your comments. And if you ask questions, I'll read those aloud, and I'll do my best to respond here. And if I can't, then I'll just respond directly after the session. But who am I, and why should you listen to me, right? Hi. I'm Elizabeth, and I'm a verbal branding expert showing busy professionals how to boost their leadership presence, attract attention, wow audiences, and kick imposter syndrome to the curb so that they can get to yes. So if these sound interesting to you, if you want to keep this conversation going with me, remember, connect with me on LinkedIn for more updates and valuable resources, because that's what I'm all about. And today, it's all about proven habits you can use right away, like today, to navigate those muddy waters of what do I say and rise above that murkiness of awkward silence, because that's a drag, isn't it? Yes, it's a drag. And I'm just going to double check here to see if I'm getting, where do I see the comments? They say create a post. This is a new location. We had some technical difficulties connecting LinkedIn with the event. So this is in my personal page. I hope you can see it. If you leave a comment, let me know you can see me. If you're live, let me know you're here. Can you hear me? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. And yeah, sorry about the short delay. Copy link to video. I'm going to put this link into the event page so that anyone who wanted to join can do that. And yeah, sorry about this confusing back and forth thing. So I'm live on my page. The event page isn't working. And the topic for today is how to talk to anyone. 5 pearls of wisdom for you, from me to you. And right now is August 15th, and it's a holiday here in Austria and in Italy, and it's a big deal. It's a huge thing with Ferragosto in Italy. And I always think of this time of year as kind of the big hurrah, the last big event of summer before we jump into the fall, before we jump back into the normal day to day. So it's the last ending of summer. And wait, I did not put a link on the event page. Give me 1 second. What's happening? So if you can see me, let me know. If you can hear me, all good. You can see me, you can hear me. Awesome. New location, you found me. Thank you, Sandra. Really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm going to put one link. Whew, what a day. I feel like it's crazy summer here. So that's good, right? So yeah, so I was talking about how September is just around the corner. And that means new groups, new projects, new meetings, and a whole new season of opportunities. And today's topic is one of my favorites, how to talk to anyone. Even if you have no idea how to start a conversation, even if you're the biggest introvert on the planet, which I doubt that you are, but even if you are, you have skills that you can bring to conversations. And I want to talk about that. And even if you hate small talk, even if you'd rather like puke in your purse. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to be diving deep into the mechanics of how to start, lead, and end conversations with confidence. Because yeah, it's going to get a little technical. I'm going to get, really specific about what to say and do, because this is a skill that can be learned and practiced. And then it becomes easier and more natural with time. And then you get into the flow that seems to happen naturally. But actually, you have to think about it, right? So this is a live event. So go ahead, leave a comment, ask questions, and I'll do my best to respond here, or if not, directly after the session. So I've got some comments from Sandra. Thank you from that. And going back to my notes. So, right, but who am I and why should you listen to me? Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm the ECM of Talk with ECM, and I'm a verbal branding expert showing busy professionals how to boost their leadership presence, attract attention, wow audiences, and kick imposter syndrome to the curb, all so they can get to yes. So remember, if this sounds interesting to you, remember to connect with me on LinkedIn for more updates and valuable resources to help you thrive. Let's talk about these. Let's dig in and talk about these proven habits you can use right away today to navigate the muddy waters of what do I say and rise above the murkiness of just awkward silences, or even where someone goes on and on and on and you don't quite know how to jump in there. In this quick session, it's planned for 30 minutes. We started a little late, so I might go over or squeeze it depending how things flow. We'll talk about how to easily approach new people, move beyond meaningless small talk, and build authentic connections, even with someone you've just met, all without feeling awkward, sounding fake, or selling your soul. How to talk to anyone. So it's all about start, leading, and ending conversations with confidence. And the great thing, and there's 5 tips I'm giving you today, and it's part of a bigger system that I've created. But the thing that's great about it is that it works for everyone. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, young or old, athletic or musical, top management or intern. This guide is the same to start conversations, connect on a real level, and change the way that others see you. So let's jump in. I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible. We're already at 10 minutes after. If you're just joining, it's the how to talk to anyone, 5 pearls of wisdom. And I'm looking for my numbers. Let me see. My goodness, all the technical problems in one day are happening to me. So here it is. Number 1. Number 1's probably the most boring and most critical. Prepping. Prep yourself. Prepare. If you just take a few minutes to prepare yourself before you even enter the room or go to the meeting or drive to wherever you're going, whatever it is, I always like to think about 2 questions, just 2 quick questions. 1, why? Why am I going to this event? Why am I going to this meeting? What's in it for me? What's my game plan? And, this can be flexible. I'm not saying like set a rigid game plan about everything you're going to say. No. It can be flexible. For example, from a personal story, one time I was unemployed and I went to a networking event looking for a job. It was in Philadelphia. I was young. I was excited. I got there with my resumes, my CVs, business cards, everything super prepped. And as soon as I got there, I realized everyone was unemployed. Okay. So I needed to quickly shift and change my game plan, right? Because I wasn't going to get hired by a bunch of unemployed people, but I did get very valuable information about who's hiring, which companies are like looking for a lot of employees, interview trends, because there are waves and trends that are happening. It was fantastic. I got a lot of connections, information to help me in my job search. So it wasn't all for loss. And I set my intention before going into a place, before you enter, go ahead, set your intention. Are you there to expand your network, promote your product, find a mentor? What is it that you want? Try and get clear, like what's going to make this a valuable use of your time? And in fact, I even asked you that before you came to this meeting because I think it's important. The second question, so first is about you. What are you looking for? What do you need? What makes this worth your time? And the second one is focus on the value you add, because everyone has value to add. Maybe you have local knowledge. Maybe for example, in the story, interview trends. That was super valuable for me. And have just like a little 10-second intro. I'm not talking about your 30-second pitch, but it's just a quick little statement to see if someone's interested in more. And so that's the first pearl of wisdom. We're going through the 5 pearls of wisdom of how to talk to anyone. So now we're getting into actually talking. So now that you've entered the room, we're on number 2. Boop, 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 boop. These are the first words. The first words. What to say? But Elizabeth, what do I say? Start simple. Although you may have a great elevator pitch, 30-second pitch set up and prepared, awesome, I would suggest you don't start with that. It's like dating, especially not if it's in a meeting of people you already know. But start simple. It's like dating. Don't start with your proposal, or your pitch. Start simple. Hi, how are you? I'm Elizabeth. If you don't know the person already, you probably wouldn't say that if you know each other. And then another easy one, especially if you already know the people, is start with a genuine compliment. Hey, great presentation. Short, simple, nice bag. Make it something you really mean though. And pro tip for compliments, stick to things that are a choice, like things people made the decision to do, to have the bag, to give a presentation. Not something like height, for example, that we have no choice about. Not great for first impressions or first starts. So again, welcome to anyone who's stepping in now. We're going on to number 3, third pearl of wisdom of how to talk to anyone. First look. So we talked about how to prepare yourself, first words you can say, but the first look, which actually comes between those two, first impressions start with the first look. And this is even with people you know. When you first see someone, it starts a new moment, right? How do we show that we want to enter a conversation? How do we show that we're open to discussing and engaging with someone? I always suggest starting with open body language. And as this is a video, it's easier for me to show you kind of not so open that you look awkward and weird, but definitely looking up, having your hands out. If you're able to show your palms, either in a handshake, if that's appropriate for the setting, or just saying, hey, having your palms open, not in your pockets, not crossed, shoulders calm down, relaxed back, just looking calm, confident, and ready to engage. These are non-verbal ways to say, yes, I want to talk to you. Also think about eye contact, making eye contact with the person rather than your phone. Smiling is a pretty easy way to show someone like, yes, I want to engage with you. But if you're not a smiling person, you don't want to smile, you don't have to, but try and look open. Open your eyes, open your face, looking approachable and not down and closed, right? And two, the second thing to think about for this first look, people are like, but I'm standing here, I'm looking open at a huge event. No one's talking to me. I feel awkward jumping into other conversations. Here's a tip for you. Go to the watering hole. The watering hole? What? That's a place where animals regularly drink water, right? Yes, it's a meeting place. And as humans, we're not so different, are we? When you think about it at work, people tend to meet around the water cooler, the coffee machine. At home, it's the kitchen, right? And at a party or a networking event, you can find a lot of people hanging out where there's a bar or food or a buffet, whatever it is, you'll find a lot of people kind of meeting, mingling, and hanging out there, which is where I suggest you go as well. So go there and have a drink or food or whatever it is in your hand, you're ready to go. And after someone has gone through the line or has ordered their drink, often when we go there, we look, we get our drink and we're like, without a next plan. That's where you can be standing, ready to have a conversation, ready to start with, oh, what brings you here today? Something simple, nice bag, right? And they'll be looking for where to go next, what to do next, and you'll be like a welcome buoy when they're lost at sea. So it's a win-win for both of you. So that's number 3, that first look. So opening up, making a good open impression before you even start talking. Number 4, and this one starts to get a little bit closer to a question I received before this event from you, Sandra. Number 4. In this one, I'm going to talk about oh moments. Oh moments and micro expressions. So most of us have heard of expressions, like you have expressions on your face about how you feel. Micro expressions are usually involuntary, mini itsy bitsy expressions we're not even aware we're making. It might be a slight raise of the eyebrow, maybe not even that much, like a small opening of the pupils, or even a little just small, short, momentary micro expression. Nothing big, nothing huge. It's an eyebrow raise or any break out of the standard facial expression that the person has. And I earlier made a reference to connecting and talking with people as a little bit like dating. And I'm going to take that analogy further. This also works with like meeting the parents. When you meet parents, it's you already have a basis for connection, and you're looking for things, or the goal is to look for things that you have in common, topics, anything to connect with. So while talking about however the conversation flow is going, wait for the oh moment. And I'm expressing it really big here in video, but maybe they say, oh, you have a garden, or you have a garden. Just that little something that breaks out of the mess, and you've hit it. This is a topic that interests them, something they're interested in, something they want to know more about, or at least are willing to know more about, maybe something you have in common. So go ahead, you've hit it. You can follow that topic and go deeper. This is your chance to really get into out of the normal small talk, meaningless, blah, drab, and go deeper into something that's more meaningful for both of you. What about clients? What about when you're talking, making a pitch, presenting common problems, maybe the solutions that your company or your product offers? And while you're speaking, while you're mentioning these, pay very close attention and watch for those oh moments. Because once you've seen that, once you've seen any kind of reaction out of the miss, you know you have their interest. You know this is something they're interested in and want to know more about. And so if someone's going on in a monotone tone and you just can't break out of it, maybe at this point you can think about taking an oh moment for yourself about one thing they said, trying to take that and go deeper, or trying to lift that out of the main topic of what they're saying so that you can connect and go deeper in something that maybe interests both of you mutually, which is always beneficial. All right. And now number 5, fifth pearl of wisdom, how to talk to anyone. Clean exits. And this is especially important if you get into a conversation that does seem to be going on and on without meaning, purpose, or value for you any longer. You want it to end, or maybe you have something else to do, someone you want to meet, whatever it is. Clean exits are key. Because having an end note, it's making a lasting impression, right? You want to end it on a good note. So why is this important? As humans, psychologically speaking, if we're given a list of numbers and we recall them, we tend to recall the first and last numbers in the list. It's called the primacy and regency effect. So people will remember first impressions and that last ending flavor of your conversations. We want to make sure to hit these well. We want to leave a good impression, want to have a positive impact from this exchange that you just invested your time in. So how do we do this? This is where it gets a little technical. I'm going to give you a very specific formulaic plan that doesn't sound awkward, promise, that works remarkably well. And it can be done on the phone or live. So take a future focus. Ask about their plans. For example, now is summer. Do you have any more plan to travel anymore? What are your plans for the end of the summer? Whatever it is. Ask about those plans. Do you have any new projects coming up? Are you planning to go to any new events this fall? Let them finish. Let them explain what their plans are. And when they're finished, be sure this is where you take this information and use it to your advantage. So thank them for the conversation, and then offer best wishes for these specific future plans. So rather than just saying like, hey, thanks, have a great summer, which is kind of generic and maybe feels like you're ending abruptly. But if you ask me to explain what I'm doing in the next 2 weeks for the end of summer, I'm thinking about the future. I'm already thinking about that. You say, thanks for this conversation. It's meant a lot. I'm going to send you that link we discussed, and good luck with closing up the end of your program for August. Feels like a nice clean ending, which is exactly what we want. So that's a great way to end a conversation. So it is now 12:24. We're still ending on time. Yoo-hoo! That's good despite technical kudomodo in the beginning, little difficulties there. And this was How to Talk to Anyone, 5 Pearls of Wisdom from Elizabeth, Talk with ECM. And if you want to know more, let's keep this conversation going. If you want the notes, send me a message. I'll send you the notes. I'll give you a link. And drop me a message, give me a comment, and we'll keep this conversation going. I'm running these weekly LinkedIn Lives usually on Wednesday. Today was a bit of an exception, and usually on my personal page. So lots of exceptions. It's the summer madness. It's the summer crazy. And I look forward to seeing you again. If you want to continue, I'm going to continue with the How to Talk to Anyone theme this Friday in a LinkedIn audio session. So there won't be any video, and it'll be much more interactive. In fact, you can come up on the stage. We'll talk about specific situations and practice. I'd love that. So thanks again for attending and look forward to our next session. Ciao.